there, Organizedpreneur family. How are you enjoying this series? Would you let me know how you're doing, how you're coming along? If you're implementing any part of this series on from the Dream Flow formula, holla at your sister here, right? Because this is designed to help you create a an exceptional experience. Speaking of exceptional, that is what we're going to be talking about in the next episode. So stay tuned for creating an exceptional sales experience for your dream client. Welcome to part 3 of the Dream Flow Formula. You ready? Let's go. So, by way of introduction, a lot of you who do not know me or have never met me before, my name is Aldreama Harper. I'm a certified organizational specialist, business organizing strategist, and declutter coach. And I'm also the creator of Declutter with Dream virtual events. And I'm also Dorothy's business partner in our AAC community. And so I'm very excited to meet you all. Just a little bit about my background. I started my organizing business back in 2003, where I used to go out to clients' homes and offices, organize their garages, just do a whole lot of stuff that was really kind of labor intensive. But I love what I do. Now, I no longer go out to clients' homes and do garages and things like that, unless it's a referral and unless they are within a certain proximity of where I live. And so, but that Jeep there is it's a perfect replica of or picture of my Jeep. I used to have a 2000, I think that's a 2001 Jeep, but it was exactly like that. I threw a sign on it and started my business, and away we went, right? So that's pretty much the short story of how I launched my business. Now I focus on female entrepreneurs. I help them to ignite the business of their dreams and through the power of decluttering. Okay. And so I've been doing that probably, I guess I didn't really realize I was doing that, but because my focus has always been on helping people to get organized, helping people to declutter and create systems and structure in their business and streamline their businesses. So ultimately, it helps my clients to ignite the business of their dream, right? So let's just kind of dive in to, oops, there we go here. All right, so let's kind of dive in here. So we're currently talking about the Dream Flow formula, which is a 5-step framework for creating a dream experience for you and your client, right? And so it's a 5-step process. And so what we've done already, we've talked about the discovery marketing system. We've talked about the relationship building system. And now we're on the exceptional sales system. Creating an experience for you and your clients, your prospects, your customers, whatever you want to call them. You want to create an exceptional experience when they engage with you. Okay. So I want you to picture this. Yes, that's me. So I want you to picture this. I don't know if any of you remember the Golden Girls. Maybe some of you are too young to remember this, but Sophia was the one that would always say, picture this, 1909, Sicily, Italy, Anyway, that's what that reminded me of. I'll move on. But picture this. Picture a seamless process that flows effortlessly, if I can say it right, captivates your potential clients, ultimately converts them into loyal customers. That should be your goal when someone engages with you, right? You want that flow to be effortless, right? You want to captivate them. You want them to have a good
experience with you. You want them to walk away from engaging with you, having been transformed, or having just really ultimately having a great experience, right? And in business, you want there to be a transformation. So what does that look like? But before we get to that, I want to give you some stats, right? So according to Bain and Company, you will have more repeat business and customer loyalty. That increases your customer retention rates by 5%. 5%, and that can boost your profits when you have and when you create a great experience with potential buyers or clients or customers. Also, research shows that 73% of the customers say a positive experience with a brand is a key factor in their purchasing decisions. According to Salesforce, 84% of customers say the experience of a company that they provide is as important as the product or the services. Can I get an amen? Anybody? Because when you experience someone, a business, a company, or whatever, the product may not be as good, but if they provide an exceptional experience, you're going to remember that, right? But you're also going to remember the bad experience, right? So my point is that the experience is important. So an exceptional sales experience requires careful attention to detail, an understanding of your customers or clients' needs, and a commitment to delivering value at each touch point. I was speaking with a young lady on just yesterday, and we were talking about the fact that she had a call, or no, she didn't have a call. She had a client, and they just did like a one-off service, right? And so we were kind of, as we were talking about that, I asked her, I said, so how, they purchased your service, right? But, she was a little disappointed that it was just one service, a one-off service. And so I said, well, did you follow up with them? She said, well, yeah, I followed up with them, thanking them, for the, allowing me to, do their project, what have you. I said, okay. I said, is that all you said? She said, well, yeah, pretty much. I said, well, did you ask them for a testimonial? She's like, well, no, I didn't think about that. Well, they purchased your service, so they must have liked it, right? So when you follow up, perhaps you want to consider getting a written or video testimonial, right? Or did you actually ask them for a referral since they went through this process with you, right? And she said, well, no. I said, well, it's in the follow-up. If they had a good experience with you, they're going to let you know. And then you can stack that. You can leverage that experience to gain more opportunities. You don't know where your next client is going to come from. But if you're not leveraging the opportunity at every touch point, right? If you're not leveraging that opportunity, you could be leaving some money on the table, right? So it requires a commitment to delivering value. She gave value to that client, but I think she left some money on the table by not following up. She said she was going to follow up with them. So it positively impacts your revenue, your reputation, and your overall success of your business. Like I just mentioned about her, right? She could be leaving money on the table by not asking for referrals, right? Or not even asking if there's some other additional services that they may have, that they may need, that she can actually provide, because it was only one part of her business that she helped them with, right? So it positively impacts your revenue. So I want to share just a few power secrets that I think is going to help us all kind of get through by crafting a better experience with our clients, our prospects, or even just people on our email list, right? That maybe they haven't purchased anything from us before yet, right? And this is not an all-exclusive list. And it may be some that you thought about, but never implemented. Maybe you thought about some of these things, right? So, but these are some power secrets that may not be secrets, okay? Build relationships, not transactions. How many of you have felt like you have been a transaction? You don't have a relationship with them. I'm gonna tell you, relationships are really important to me, and they're important to Dorothy and I because we always talk about that as a part of the networking event. We will always recommend that when you leave this event today and you connect with somebody, do it with the intention of building a relationship. Do not get on a call with someone with just the intention of making a transaction. It stinks. It's one of the reasons why we started this networking event, because I went to Dorothy and I said, you know what? I am really sick and tired of going to these networking events where all they want to do is get me on a one-on-one conversation and sell me something, right? So be intentional about building relationships and not just be transactional. Invest in learning sales skills, right? Now, when I say that, you may be thinking, well, so I need to go and purchase some training or find a coach or what have you. Yeah, you probably, need to do that because we all kind of suck at sales sometimes, right? But one way that really kind of changed my mind about the whole sales, learning better sales skills, is to get more. And even though I just said this just a minute ago, right? I hated being in the one-on-one situation where they were trying to sell me something. But what happened was I realized that I was learning something about sales skills. I was learning in the process what I did not want to do. I was learning how important it was to build a relationship and learn about the person, more about the person, and let it not be just about me, my stuff, what I can sell, right? And so invest in learning sales skills by getting on a sales call with somebody, right? Because that way you will learn more about what you don't like, what feels grimy sometimes, right? And so, but the more you do that, the more you will learn. So, and it doesn't hurt to, perhaps invest in some coaching, some training or what have you, but you can do it by investing time and, hop on a sales call with somebody or even do some role playing with somebody and say, hey, I want to really kind of get better at learning, techniques in terms of my sales skills. Get on a call with them and ask them, well, how does that feel? Does that feel grimy? What have you? So invest in learning sales skills. Follow up, nurture the relationship. That's what I was telling the young lady on yesterday, to nurture the relationship. So in addition to her, asking for referrals and, perhaps seeing if there was any other service that she could provide, I also told her to send maybe like an article or create some kind of a cheat sheet or something to that person, something that shows, that repositions her as resourceful, as an authority, in her space, and keeps her in the top of that person's mind, right? So you definitely want to use, there's power in the follow-up. All right, that's all I'm saying. Value-based, focus on benefits. So if you have some type of coaching program or you're selling books, whatever that is, you want to make sure that in your copy, on your website, in your pitch, whatever that is, that you focus on what benefits them. Because I'm gonna tell you, nobody cares about anything else about what you're saying other than me. How does this benefit me? What do I get out of it? Right? So you want to make sure that you focus on the benefits. Excuse me. And then think through the client customer prospect journey. What kind of experience that do you want to create? And the only way you can do that is think through the journey and map it out. I was doing a couple of days ago, I was talking to a client that was referred to me. And in the process, I had, my flow that was already in place, but I needed to kind of tighten up on that flow a little bit. And so when I went back through, I saw a couple of little gaps in it. And I was like, okay, I think this is going to create a better experience for her to engage with me. We already had our initial consultation. She was referred to me. So the know, like, and trust factor was already kind of built in. However, I still wanted to continue. I wanted her to continue to have a good experience with me. So I had to think through that initial journey. And so that's what you want to do. You want to think through the process. Think through what it feels like to go and visit your website. Think through the process of if someone is asking you for a proposal, what does that process look like? You want to make sure that you do each touch point. You want to think through that journey. So this is something that I was working on. It was really a light bulb moment for me, right? So normally this is what I tell people that I do for female entrepreneurs. I say, I take female entrepreneurs on the journey through decluttering, organizing, and streamlining their life and business, which is instrumental in them launching and relaunching the business of their dreams, right? So as I was preparing for today, I thought, you know what, that I wouldn't, if somebody told me that that's what they did, it just sounds like a lot of work, right? And so I decided to reframe it, and that's what you heard today when I first introduced myself. So I went from this, taking them on the journey through decluttering, organizing, and streamlining their life and business, which is a part of the process. And so what I said was, I help female entrepreneurs ignite the business of their dream through the power of decluttering. And there's some power words in there, like ignite, right? The business of your dream, right? And so there's less focus on the process and what I take you through, but there's more focus on what you get as a result of working with me. So that's what I mean, when I talk about, providing value, showing, what you can do for them. Make sure that people understand that when they experience you, this is what they're going to get, right? So you want to make sure that you craft an exceptional experience that leaves prospects, clients thrilled and eager to do business with you. That should be your goal. And it doesn't always happen because people are people. They may not like you. They may not like how you look. It doesn't matter. But the point is, you want to do your best as an entrepreneur, as a solopreneur, as one who is engaging with people, trying to get them into the next level of commitment with you. You want to make sure that you craft an exceptional experience that leaves them eager. Like you see this lady on the screen, she's like excited to work with you. So that's really all I have, Dorothy. I'm really hoping that this presentation helped some of you to rethink your engagement with whether it's prospects, whether it's clients, whether you're when you're posting things on social media, whatever that is how people are viewing you and the energy in terms of what you're saying, whether it's in your email and like I said, or you're posting or whatever level of engagement that is, that you want that to be a great experience. And so that's what we.
Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to navigate the world of online entrepreneurship? Are you a female entrepreneur, coach, consultant, or service based professional struggling to turn your dreams into a sustainable reality? Are you tired of the endless to do lists, sleepless nights for fear of things slipping through the cracks, and worrying about the next client? If this is you, and you're ready to transform your business into a thriving, sustainable, and vibrant venture that you love, then listen up. I'm Aldreama Harbor, business and podcast launch strategist, declutter coach, and the host of the Organizedpreneur podcast. As a professional organizer in the business for more than 20 years, I've been there, and so I get it. But by listening and subscribing to this podcast, what you'll discover are ways to get organized, implement systems to help you free up your time and energy so that you can focus on things that matter. And here's the cool part. You'll even discover how you can leverage the power of podcasts to attract top-notch leads straight into your virtual doorstep so that your pipeline pops with opportunities. It's time to say goodbye to chaos and confusion, and hello to clarity, confidence, and certainty in your dream business. Are you ready? Let's go.